very creatively fulfilling. So
How cool is it though then to also now have a band behind it when you're out live?
it's awesome. The guys are so great, and they really, it's a different thing. They translate it into a live thing, and it just it breathes in a different way, and it's so much fun. I really enjoy it.
One thing I want to talk to you about, and unfortunately, it's something that's here, is AI. And I know that you're not a fan of AI, definitely. I know that. The question I guess I have for you on it is we just recently saw a song generated that went #1 on the digital country charts. And obviously, somebody created it, but AI did all the
Somebody
work.
typed in a sentence.
Exactly. And they did all the work. Basically, AI did all the work. My question on this whole thing, though, is where is it going to be? Where is it going to come that we're going to have some guidelines on this, especially for like a programmer like myself?
Yeah, I think I think, AI should be doing your laundry, so you can focus on the creative stuff.
Right.
I don't know why all these people who are. I think that's what people use when they're not creative. It's a shortcut to a completely lifeless product.
I agree.
And even if it gets to the point where it just mirrors one for one and you can't even tell, and we're getting to that point, the intent behind it still is what gives it no soul. So, as impressive as it is, I find it really unnecessary, and I think it could be better applied into things that aren't creative mediums.
And I'm 100% on your side. I'm just going to be honest with you, and I might have to struggle with this down the road. What happens if there's a song that's created by AI that all of a sudden everybody in the world loves? Now, do I play it or do I not? That's the question.
I think that's up to you. It's up to your moral, your moral compass, and I don't know. I just think at the core of what AI is and how the models are trained, it's literally copyright infringement. So I don't know how they're, we're still kind of in the wild west of it all. But if there's somebody in charge who can actually, make some meaningful difference and keep all these copyright infringement stuff, it's just weird. It hinges completely on something illegal, which is very odd to me. So I don't understand it, and I don't plan on utilizing it in any capacity.
Well, and that's just, and I'm concerned because now, like yourself, you're an established band finally, but they're like a band like Return to Dust. Let's just use them as example. They might get knocked out of a spot on a radio station because of an AI, and they're doing it originally, and obviously AI is not. That's kind of where I'm kind of curious to see where bands are thinking on this, and if there needs to be some guardrails put on this, and how do you police it a little bit?
I have no idea. I just think it's stupid, and call me old-fashioned, I guess.
I like it. I like it 100%. I'm just you're one of the biggest rising stars right now on rock radio, so it's great to hear what your side of that is, and obviously you're not for it, which I knew. One question I guess I do have, though, which I think is kind of exciting with AI, and I guess, you're seeing the hologram stuff coming out potentially. It sounds like Motley Crue, our Kiss wants to do that down the road and that. Have you ever thought about doing something like that, especially maybe having a chance to play on stage once again, maybe with Eddie or some kind of a play like that? I guess, have you ever thought about anything like that down the road?
Nah.
No interest?
No.
Okay. And that's awesome. I mean, just be authentic, right?
Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Let's finish up here and talk about this new song, The Spell.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about it and what our listeners are currently hearing right now.
I don't know. I think it was really rooted in this sort of almost like a 70s, but also Lenny Kravitz sort of vibe. He's somebody that really inspires me too, being another musician who has played everything on records. And I think it was just really fun to chase that sound. It really, once finding that sort of 70s kind of vintagey vibe, it was fun to kind of figure out what that would be like through the lens of Mammoth. And I think we landed on something really, really fun. and people really seem to dig it live. So it's definitely one of the highlights.
Awesome. Well, it's getting up to number one. I'm guessing it's probably going to get to number one. So I'm just saying. I'm just going out on a limb and saying this. So, and obviously once that happens, touring in 2026, maybe some festivals. What's
Yeah.
the plan?
Yeah, no, I mean, now that we just started touring, we'll be out there going as long as we can for the next 18 months, I guess. So we'll be. I know we're going to go to Europe, and we're going to go everywhere we can. I know we're working on some stuff early next year where we're going to go everywhere we haven't been on this run so far. So stay tuned.
Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you tonight. Thanks so much for taking a couple minutes of your time, because it's not easy, especially when you're on the road and you got going one city to the next, and you're like, who's this guy I'm talking to? But
No, it's a
I do
pleasure,
really
man.
too appreciate it once again.
Thank you so much.
Once
man.
again, that is Wolf, that is Mammoth, and I'm Jay-Z, 94 Rocks.